Hi everybody! We have August coming up. I'm going to relax and share a message for all of us. Something inspiring, meaningful, words of wisdom from the universe for the month of August. So, okay, I'm going to get in the zone. Now let's see what comes forward. So right now I'm kind of swimming through a mucky place. So you can imagine it like a swamp. It's really thick and mucky, and I'm swimming my way through here. And it's this dark green colors. I mean, I'm really trying right now. I'm really trying right now. And I'm not giving up. I mean, I'm definitely going to make my way forward no matter what happens, even if I'm swimming in awful, slimy, green, ucky goop. I'm going to make it. I'm going to get there. So I'm still doing this. And it's interesting because this perseverance, this confidence, this dedication is going to pay off. That's what this feels like. It feels like all of the energy, all of the devotion, all of the patience, all of these beautiful qualities that it takes to persevere, to accomplish that goal that's taken a very long time to get to it. It feels like achievement. It feels like we are reaching achievement. Okay, so I slow down and things start to relax. I'm still in a green, goopy type of under swamp scene. And I'm just kind of, sort of suspended here upright. I'm not swimming anymore. Oh my gosh, I just start to cry. I mean, I just start to cry and cry and cry and cry. I'm not sure what inspired this. I mean, I'm moving along, feeling really confident. I'm going to get through this no matter what, even if it's a gross, slimy, ucky swamp. And now something changes. Something becomes emotional, and I just start to cry. And I'm looking at a photo in a frame. The picture is actually of a man with jet black hair, and he has a really thick black mustache. He kind of has like an 80s vibe to his appearance. He's got shorter hair. Who does he look like? He looks like somebody familiar somehow. Can't put my finger on it. Okay, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep seeing where this takes us. I actually take the photo out of the frame and I start swimming straight upwards. And I notice that there's sort of like a wall here. I mean, I'm a separator of two different experiences. I am that keystone, the cornerstone. I am that separator. And over here on my right is swamp. But over here on my left is actually what beautiful turquoise ocean. So swamp, turquoise ocean, swamp, turquoise ocean. Then in the center is where I am, and I'm holding this photo. And I'm looking into this photo, and I've reached the surface, so I'm breathing air right now. And there's something about this distraction, and it's such a distraction that I don't really care about whatever it was that I was trying to get through that swamp, and whatever the turquoise water is, my achievement. It feels like it doesn't matter the right or left sides, the swamp or the beautiful ocean. I'm just going to swim straight ahead. I'm going to be the pillar in the center, and I'm just swimming straight ahead so I have both on equal sides of me. What is it about this photo? Keep swimming straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. with the balance of what is challenge and what is glory, what is awesome. And I keep swimming straight ahead, and I feel like I'm swimming towards an island. Everything, I've just sort of set everything aside, or it's behind me now, and I'm on this island, and I still have this photo. I'm on the beach, and I've got sand all over me because I just got out of the water. And it's not a large island by any means. And I'm sitting down looking at the photo. I mean, I stop life for a while. I mean, I'm taking a huge time out. I'm taking a huge pause. And my spirit guides asked me, is this a distraction? Is this truly a distraction? Am I being distracted from what was my achievement? A hard road, a difficult road, but I'm making it through the swamp, and I'm going to get there no matter what. Is this really a distraction from that motivation? Or is this the distraction that is actually part of the pathway that leads me to where it is that I'm trying to reach? I just didn't realize that I needed it to go through this direction. I just didn't acknowledge that I needed this moment. I needed this random experience in order to truly get there. Otherwise, I would have just been swimming through the swamp forever, because I needed this. I needed this random thing to happen in order to change my direction and in order to reach the next point in my life. I needed this. So they're saying that this is not necessarily a distraction, even if it feels like a distraction. So if you are in life and you're making your way forward through swampy waters and you're feeling confident, I mean, you're getting there. There's a lot of support of you're going to get there. You're going to get there. I mean, I can feel the achievement. We're on the cusp of achievement here. But then something random comes out of the blue, and it's sort of sweeping us away from what was the direction that we were just sort of moving, making progress. But this is the progress. This next thing is the actual progress. Even if it feels like it's on another shelf, a different page, it is actually part of the progress. So now we're turning direction and we're going straight ahead. We're on a beach now. No more swamp. Still looking at the photo. It feels like a very long time on the beach. A very long time. I start a fire, and I've been on this beach for a while. I don't want to leave it. I mean, there's something about a comfort zone here. There's something about taking a break or stepping aside. I just want to be on this beach. I don't want to leave. I just need this. It's sort of like stepping away from life for a while. I'm ready for achievement. I'm almost there, but clearly I didn't realize how truly exhausted I was. In this process, I needed this distraction, so to speak, so I could reorganize my energy field. Because on this beach, it's almost like I'm having a realization that I needed a break. I actually needed a break. I'm going to ask this photo. I'm going to ask this face. Who are you? Let's see what comes. I just keep thinking of Hall & Oates, but I just keep thinking of Hall & Oates, the band. And that when I look at this picture, I think of Hall & Oates, but I'm going to go with that. So let's see what else comes to me here. I actually find myself going back in time, back into the past. I find myself listening to old music, songs I hadn't heard in a while. I find myself revisiting who I once was, memories. I find myself reminiscing. I find myself needing time to reminisce on the past in order to catch up with who I am and who I am moving forward. It feels revitalizing. I mean, it feels true. I just relax. I mean, this fire is still going and the sun is coming up, but it feels like years, even if it was only a day. It feels like a very long time. And the fire is still going, and I've been laying on the sand, and it's like I fell asleep. And I'm just rising here with the sun. I'm deciding, what is it that I'm going to do with my life? I thought I was going in the direction of my dreams here. But now I'm not sure. Is that still the same dream? Am I still on that same pathway? I mean, it's like life throws you a curveball, but it's the curveball that you needed, even if you didn't think you needed that. It's the break, the separation from that motion that you needed, even if you didn't think you needed a break or a separation. It's collecting yourself. So the next thing that happens, the sand turns black, and the ocean turns black, and the sky also turns black. Everything gets instantaneously dark, very dark. I can't see this photo at all. It seems like the darkness is even shrouding the very fire. So everything is gone dark, like the light of the candle just blew out in a black void that is so dark you couldn't even see your own hands in front of your face. And now I say, holy smokes, where am I now? What is this? What's going on here? It's intimidating. There's anxiety rising. Because the darkness is so thick and so dark, you don't know what is inside of it. You don't know what it means. You don't know what is about to happen. You don't even know what inspired this. And there's no preparation for it. It just happened. How do you cope with something that you had no preparation for? I mean, it's like you just got hit in the face with a 2x4 and you're trying to come to your senses and you're still confused. But it's much more concerning than that. I mean, there's anxiety going on here. There's fear going on here. There's confusion. My spirit guides tell me that you know that you were once on a beach. You know that there was a separation between the swamp and the turquoise ocean. And that separation was, you were the divider. You were the divider between the swamp and the turquoise ocean. You know that's what exists here, and the darkness now has fallen. But is that still what exists, or is there a new pathway? Is there new terrain? And they say you're not going to know until you take a step and you find out what is there. This is going to feel like moving through new water, but it's not going to be water. It's going to be an unknown, a definite unknown. And it's pointless to hold a candle because I've manifested a candle, but if I can't even see my hand before my face, I can't even see the light of the candle before my face. So I am literally on my own. I feel like I got to figure this one out, and I don't even know that I have the tools to do it. I feel completely cast into the dark here with nothing to go off of. It's a hard experience. Taking a step forward, and I start to hear the sound of crunching bones. Or maybe insects. That is like crunching noises. I think of bones, so I'm going to go with bones on this one. Crunching bones. And it feels like piles and piles and piles of crunching bones. It feels like dry, old, crunching bones. So I just keep walking on them, and it's like cracking knuckles, and it makes these noises. It sounds gross. I just take another light step. And each step I take, when I hear the bones crack and crunch, I actually start to shake and my heart gets overwhelmed and I start to cry. And then I take another step and I tell myself that either A, I can stay in this place and I can succumb to the sounds and the discomfort of this experience, or I can move through it. I can work with it. I can embrace it. I can just let the sounds of the bones cracking just be the music to my ears. I can welcome it. And I keep thinking about how easy I had it back on the beach. It seems like that swamp swim was so far long ago. I mean, it feels like the past is even starting to erase. I don't even relate to that swim in the swamp anymore. It's like the last thing I remember was being on a beach and reminiscing about my life. And then this happens. Now they show me again time passing, and I'm still walking on dry, crunching bones. But we're adaptable. We are adaptable. So anything that we experience, we can adapt to that experience. So we can adapt to really stinky smells. We all know this. So we can also adapt to really disturbing sounds, and we can also adapt to literally anything. And when the volume is on max, when we're experiencing something overwhelming for the first time, it feels like the whole experience is blowing us out of the water kind of thing. But when you expand time and you continue through the experience, you become a master of the experience. So when it was on max, now you are controlling the volume. Now you are in control of the volume of your own experience. You're in control. So you can learn how to see in the dark. So you can learn how to hear the bones cracking in different ways, and somehow this teaches you about direction. We don't know all the weird ways that we start to develop nuances to our environment that we never would have had before. It's kind of like being able to see and then losing your eyesight and now having to adapt to hearing in ways that you never chose to hear before. So we're conquering ourselves. And they tell me that the swamp has never been forgotten. That swim towards achievement has never been lost. And this too is still the pathway to that achievement. And I'm sort of saying, are you kidding me? Because this feels like a very long time. And I can tell you right now, if I would have stayed in that swamp for another 5 minutes, I would have arrived. But then something happened and something's changed and my direction changes and I start exploring new feelings and thoughts because a deeper part of me needed to break, only for now darkness to fall, and I'm having to adapt in yet another new way. Completely different. Has nothing to do with swimming this time, but yet it's still on the same pathway as it always was. And they tell me that when you take these pathways, it seems like you could be, let's say you're going from point A to point B. But in the process of going to point A to point B, you have to go to point C and D and E and all the way around the alphabet in order to become wiser, stronger, more courageous, more patient. So you develop these other skills. And even if you feel that you have developed these skills, you still haven't developed them enough yet. I swear to God, if I have to develop any more patience in my life, I think I'm going to snap. But I clearly need to continue to work on developing a relationship with patience. That's one of my big ones in my life, is patience and waiting. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I still have to work on patience. So we are developing, we are fine-tuning, we are becoming the superhero. That now when A goes finally to B, we are the most powerful and the most super heroic we could have ever been. But if we didn't do all those offshoot pathways and A just went straight to B, we would be quite weak in our achievement. But now we're going into our achievement with so much in our toolbox, so much. I mean, we're kind of a force to be reckoned with. Better to go from A to B. When you reach B, you are the force to be reckoned with, versus the weak and uncertain. Need more patience. Okay, that's kind of where they're going with this conversation here. Okay, so I'm adapting to the dark. I'm adapting to the sounds here. I'm adapting to what is like blindness. And I'm not, there's no anxiety anymore. I'm not concerned. There's no fear. I feel that, I feel at peace with this place. I feel at peace with this, with what I once was not at peace with. I linger here for a long time and nothing changes. And I wonder if the universe forgot about me. I mean, hello, I would really like something new to happen in my life, and I feel like I just got dumped in the bone pit and nobody wants anything to change here. So no matter what I do, I am standing in place. No matter what I do, I'm still in the bones world. Can somebody get me out of the bones world, please? Feels like a long, but feels like a lifetime in the bones world. I feel forgotten about. And it's interesting because reaching a point of feeling forgotten about, I stopped caring about doing anything differently. My new adaptation is just to be at peace with the place that I'm in. To not want A to go to B anymore, to not even feel a connection with any of the points I've ever made on this journey called life. I'm just going to be at peace with where I have arrived. And I'm not going to want, and I'm not going to need anything more than I have right now. Now I have truly mastered and achieved what I needed from this dark world. I needed the experience of not wanting or needing, but welcoming or coming to peace or calling this home now. And I don't need anything more than this. I don't need or want any more than this. Now I have officially conquered that test. So now that the test has been conquered, guess what? The one thing that I wanted so long ago begins to develop. After I finally adapted and adjusted and came to peace with this dark world, now I have to freaking start all over again. I have to start adapting and adjusting to yet another pathway. It feels very annoying. It feels like some sort of foul, rotten joke. But this is soft. This is easy to take in. It's actually... It's soft grasses and the light of the sun. It's a forest. It's kind of like your typical, it's not a jungle. Kind of looks like a fairy tale forest. And I'm crossing another line, okay? So here's a very, very specific line. There's the dark world, and that's the cutoff. Here is the world of light. Now I'm moving from the dark world into the world of light. I look like a man, and I have jet black hair, I have a jet black beard, and I'm wearing a crown on my head, and I've got a blue outfit. And I keep thinking of King Arthur. I think of a leader with heart, a lion heart. There's something about this image, there's something about King Arthur, who's the only one worthy to pull the sword from the stone, right? Is that King Arthur? Yeah, I watched the Disney movie. All right, anyway. Okay, so, but it gives you that feeling of specialness, of an achievement, of an angelic achievement, a wisdom achievement, an achievement of heart. Nobility, but it's true. It's true. It's honorable. And in this place, I sit down on a large rock. And now I reminisce again on how far I've come. Wow, I was so young when I was swimming in that swamp. I had so much energy, so much passion. I could go so far, so fast. But look at all the different weird ways that life has directed me only to come to this point. And I feel that I could not imagine myself any wiser, but I feel wise. I feel peaceful and patient, understanding. I feel like I'm a good listener. I feel like I'm a man of few words. I mean, I feel there's something about this achievement of life that it molds you. And now a spirit of light, of love comes down to me and tells me that I'm ready now for my task or my calling, and actually hands me what looks like a pamphlet, a heavenly pamphlet of light. It just hands it to me. So I'm just taking it and I'm opening it up and I'm looking at the pages of this heavenly pamphlet. It's interesting because originally reaching those turquoise waters would have meant something to me way back when. But now my point A to point B isn't the turquoise waters, has nothing to do with that. In fact, I have a new mission, a new calling. And it's not exactly what I thought it would be. It's different. And I'm sort of welcoming the challenge because I'm not afraid. And I am strong within myself. And I know who I am. And it took all those experiences to actually know who I am. And to become solid and grounded, to appreciate me, to appreciate life, to appreciate divine time. Hard to appreciate divine time, but when you can appreciate divine time, it's a special energy to that. It's acceptance. And it doesn't feel as though this king is having to go anywhere to find people. It feels like people are attracted to him. It's as if the universe opened a gate, a gateway, sparking different souls to magnetically find their way to this King Arthur, to receive direction and guidance, to receive support. And it feels so easy because he doesn't have to do any more work. It just seems to come to him. And he has no desire to go from point A to point B or to go really anywhere. He's going to be again at peace with the place that he is in. And I don't feel that he's ever going to leave this forest. I feel that he's going to stay here and call this his home and let the calling now come to him. And that he is trusting that he will know what to do when the next soul finds him. He will know what to do. And that's the end. That is all I meant to say. So that is our message for the month of August. That's a good message. Just disconnecting from the wisdom here and coming back into myself so I can be a person again. I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you for watching it up until this point. You stuck with it. That's awesome of you. Okay. Thank you again for watching. If any of you are interested in connecting with me one-on-one for a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I hope you all have a wonderful day.